All right, let's work through some of these first day problem set. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because these should be easy problems, although I didn't want you to use a calculator, so we got to remember how to do some mental math here. Okay, 2 1/3, we always change mixed numbers and improper fractions. 3 2s are 6, tack on the 1, that's 7/3. And when I divide by 4, remember when you're dividing, you're really multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm multiplying by 1/4. And of course, with multiplication, you add across the top, that's 7, add across the bottom, that's 12. 7 12s, why don't you circle it? And 1 for 1, you're done. Same thing here, 2 2/5. 5 2s are 10, add 2, that's 12/5. Divide means multiply by the reciprocal, so you flip that second number to 5/2. Hey, you get a cancel here, right? You can cancel numerator and denominator, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. Don't forget, when you cancel out, these really become 1s, right? They don't just go away. So if we multiply across the top, we get 6, 6 over 1. Don't leave it like that. That's just plain 6. All right, we threw a percentage here. 40% of 40 of course, means multiply. So what am I taking? I'm taking 40 times 40%. Of course, 40% is just 0.40, and I'm multiplying. 4 times 40 is 160 with 2 zeros, right? And remember, this is 2 decimal places, so I have to move in to the left, and I just get 16. So, and then of course, there's a few ways to do that, but 40% of 40 is just plain 16. Now, these are fractions within fractions. This drives people crazy. I don't know why. A fraction is just a division problem. That just means divide. So really, this is 1/3 divided by 2/7. Of course, what's the rule for divide? Divide just means we invert and multiply. So I'm going to multiply that by 7/2. So what am I going to get here? I'm going to get 7 over 6. That's it. Now guess what? I learned a trick a long time ago. I call it the double C. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Whenever you get this fraction over a fraction, just draw a double C. And we can multiply 1 by 7 and get 7, and 3 by 2 and get 6, and then we're just done. That's a lot easier. So should we practice the double C on number 5? Sure we should. You know, this is more algebraic because it's got a variable in there, but we could still do it. Ready? Here we go. Double C. All right, x times 9, 9x. In the middle, 3 times 2x, that's 6x. Hey, what happens to the x's? Well, they cancel out. We just get 9/6, but that reduces to, 3 over 2. 3/2 are, of course, 1.5. Easy peasy, nice and easy. All right, let's get to some more algebra problems. Again, some baby Algebra 1 problems. Hopefully you recognize the numerator there. The numerator is a difference of squares. So you got to factor. Remember you didn't think you'd need factoring in real life? Well, here you go. You finally need it today. The squared x squared is x. The square root of 16 is 4. And with difference of squares, we switch the signs plus and minus. And of course, the bottom stays the same. Hey, why'd we do that? Because look, we got a common factor, top and bottom. And of course, what can we do? We can play knockout, and this just becomes x minus 4. Okay. Of course, why is factoring important? Because it lets you solve these rational equations, or I guess I should say simplify a rational expression. But let's look at factoring. Okay, here we go. It's a quadratic second degree. The problem here is the leading coefficient is not 1. There's a couple ways to do this. I guess I'll use what's called the master product, which is you multiply first and last term and get 60. And then we start listing the multiples of 60. Boy, unfortunately, there's just a ton of them, isn't there? 3 times 20, 4 times 15. What do we got? 5 12s or 60. Is that it? Nope. 6 times 10. And gosh, I guess that's about it. And what do we want to do? We want to find two numbers that somehow we can add or subtract and get a negative 11. And of course, if you look at these, boy, it's kind of tough. But These guys here will give me a negative 11, provided I have a positive 4 and a negative 15. So what does that mean? It means I'm going to split up that middle term, that negative 11, I'm going to change that to a 4x minus a 15x. By the way, there's other ways to factor it. This is kind of the way we've been teaching it in Algebra 2. But just to color code this, that negative 11x, that's that positive 4 and that negative 15. And now I got 4 terms, so I could factor by grouping. A lot of fun, right? You remember this from Algebra 2, don't you? Group the first two. Get a greatest common factor for 6x squared and 4x. Greatest common factor, what goes into both? 2x. And if you take 2x into 6x squared, I get 3x. 2x goes into 4x twice. Now I look at the second two terms, 15 and 10. The common factor is a negative 5. 5 into 15 3 times. 5 into 10 goes twice. And like a little Christmas miracle, we get a common factor of 3x plus 2. That's got to happen, so I can factor that out front. 3x plus 2 comes out front. What am I left with? I'm left with 2x minus 5. That method works every time. I'm going quick, but you can certainly ask me about that one in class if you need it. Should we try this one? Sure. This time I'll do it by trial and error. You could do it with the master factor, but with that 2 in the front, this shouldn't be that difficult to get a 2x squared. Certainly you got to go 2x and x. And then, boy, how can I get a 21? I don't know. How about we try 7? 7 times 3, right? 7 times 3 gives 21. And the deal here is in the middle, I have to get a 1x. The 1's not even written. It's just an x, but I need to get a 1x. Inside is 7x, outside is 6x, right? I got a 7x there. I got a 6x when you multiply there. 7x and 6x. Well, if I got a plus 7 and a minus 6, I'll get a 1. So I can go plus 7 and minus 3 times 2 gives minus 6. That's my answer. I can probably just erase this stuff I don't need right here, but that's my answer right there. I've factored it. Okay. And then finally, what do we have on the back? Simplify this rational expression. Remember, you can't cancel till you factor. X squared is x times x. To get a 15, you got to multiply 3 by 5. And to get this negative 2, you better go minus 5 plus 3, because that adds up to minus 2. And like a little Christmas miracle, what cancels out the x minus 5s? And I'm left with x plus 3. Circle it because you're happy you got one correct. Man, look at this. All right, I got factoring, but I also got a division problem. Man, who made this up? X squared minus 9. Let's deal with that first. That's difference of squares. That's x plus 3, x minus 3, right? That's divided by 7. Now remember, I'm multiplying this, so what am I going to do? I'm going to flip it. Let's flip it and multiply. So we get 21 up top, and then we got to factor that, right? But that's a common factor of 3. So if I take 3 out of that, I get an x plus 3. Of course, now I want to cancel. That's the funnest part of math, isn't it? You can knock out the x plus 3s. How about 7 and 3? That's 21. That cancels with that 21. And holy cow, at the end of this, what's the only thing left? The x minus 3. Circle it. Bang. Hey, 2 problems to go. Adding. Are you kidding me? Of course, can you just add the tops and add the bottoms? No way, Jose. You got to get a common factor of 15. All right, let's put them both over 15. All right, put that one over 15. All right, looks good. 3 times 5 gives 15, so 2 times 5 gives 10. 5 3s are 15, so 4 3s are 12. Add the tops, you get 22 over 15. That looks hideous, but it's the correct answer. Awesome. And then this last one here, well, I need a 5 and an x minus 2. Okay, well, I got x over 5, right? Well, what do I need here? Well, I need an x minus 2, right? I got x over 5. I need an x minus 2. Let's throw it in there. X minus 2 on the top, x minus 2 on the bottom. Great. Over here, I have an x minus 2. What do I need? I need the 5, so I'll multiply this by 5. I'll multiply the top by 5. 5 by 5x. All right, so on the bottom, I'm left with 5 times x minus 2. And then let's distribute x times that. That's x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. And then what do I have here? I got a 25. Oh, I'm sorry. I got 5 times 5x. I got 25x. And there's not a lot I can do here, right? I guess I can combine these guys on top, right? I got x squared. I got 23x. And on the bottom, I can multiply that back out. 5x minus 10. Doesn't look very good. Hopefully you got together with your partners and answered some of these questions, and we can have a discussion in class to get to know the class. So make sure, if you haven't, make sure you do that. All right, take care.